come all to learn and grow. Welcome to the Village Talk Show. Come all to learn and grow. Welcome to the Village Talk Show. We discuss what people need to know, empowering them to learn and grow. We discuss what people need to know, empowering them to learn and grow. Give praises to Jehovah, from whom all blessing and knowledge will flow. Blessing and knowledge will flow. The Village Talk Show, dedicating to empowering the community to live a healthy, safe, and financially capable life, helping each one of us in realizing our dream at any age, any point, starting from today, day. Success. Come all to learn and grow. Welcome to the Village Talk Show. Come all to learn and grow. Welcome to the Village Talk Show. We discuss what people need to know, empowering them to learn and grow. We discuss what people need to know, empowering them to learn and grow. Success is not spoken, it is done. Success is done. Come on now. The Village Talk Show. Talk Show. The Village Talk Show. Good evening, and good evening again. Hey, Andre, how are you this evening?
What's good? I'm great. How you doing?
Doing great. Can't complain. I have health. I'm alive.
Right. Gotta be grateful.
Yes.
Well, welcome to the Village family. Dedicated to empowering the community to live a healthy, safe, and financially capable life through education, helping each one of us in realizing our dreams starting from today at any age, any point. Success is not just spoken, it is done. What are you doing today? So what are you doing, Joan, to be successful?
Well, I'm always educating myself. I'm always trying to learn about new things, keep up with what's happening, and go from there. So that's what I'm doing.
Gotcha.
I am creating that opportunity to grow educationally, not only educationally, but on what's happening around the world, on financial resources, creating new opportunities for that, and also educating those around me.
Right.
Because if I'm going to increase, I need those around me to increase as well.
It's like a team effort, really.
Absolutely.
And even here at the Village, this itself is educating, right? And considering how you would define success, this itself is success, right? You feel like empowering other people, giving them information, and guiding ways to apply the information. That's definitely success to me, a part of success. So I think that's valuable and that's important.
Absolutely. How was your day? Our fearless leader, where is he?
I should be coming in, and a lot of family engagements and stuff. But Roderick is great, man. He's strong. Hopefully he can be in a little bit more tonight. But he'll be dipping in and out. So looking forward to see him.
Yeah, and it's great that he is out the hospital, ladies and gentlemen. He is finally out. That's
Right.
why he's out, but you can't keep him still.
Right.
So, it's a good thing that he's out. But when he's out, catch him if you can. That's the quote. At least when he's in the hospital, he can't go nowhere.
That's it. So yeah, he's out and he's on the run again. Gotta keep moving still though, and
Absolutely.
be with family is very important.
And that's number one. That's number one. That is number one. So a lot happening in the community. I know one of my friends is watching. Happy birthday, Lisa, to your little mama.
shout out to her and wishing her many, many, many more wonderful years. So that is for sure, for sure. So a lot happening in the community this week. Oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start. State of the Union was this week. The throwout, so much political things are happening in and around. A lot of, well, one great thing that happened the last 2 days, the weather.
Oh yeah.
Yes, thank you, Jesus. We could not wait for 60 degrees. We were tired of it, but the only problem with the 60 degrees, 70 degrees is pollen. Oh my goodness.
You're allergic.
Yes, I could do without it. I'm just praying that this year will be kind to me so I don't have to have an asthma pump walking around, but it is strong out there.
Right.
It is really, really. You wake up in the morning, you're like, oh God.
And then
But
you got daylight savings too, right?
oh
You know,
yeah, that did happen this weekend, right?
yeah, and so people jump, people are happy about that, and then you got some people complain about the changes. You hear it again later in the year. I prefer I prefer just keep the time how it is, right? Like I don't think it needs to be changed up. I mean that mess with people's sleep, but hey, I have no power over that. I have no control on that.
Yeah.
So you know,
Hey,
Samson
our other partner in crime. Hello, Mr. Sampson. How are you? It's good to see you this evening.
Good seeing you, Dr. Brian and Andre.
was good, was good.
Where's
Um,
the recalcitrant
Head north on
Fidel?
Broadway toward West 192nd Street, then turn left onto West 192nd Street.
Well, at least your
In a
eyes
quarter
are on the
mile,
road,
turn
hopefully,
left onto
right?
West 184th Street.
Yes, yes.
So, yeah, lots going on this week. And
is
where
your
do we start?
is your navigator going to be talking more?
Probably.
Uh,
Once I get out of here.
oh man. Okay, okay. Well, shoot. We
Safe
give this
travels. That's what we're gonna say. Safe
yeah,
travels. Okay,
yes,
keep your hands on the wheel.
So so
Yeah.
so before we dive straight into it though, Joanne, you had sent me this thing regarding Women's History Month. So just read it. All right.
You
Yeah.
could go right ahead, Mr.
All right.
Andre.
So March 8, 1978, the Education Task Force of Sonoma County Commission on the Status of Women planned a Women's History Week celebration in Santa Rosa, California, to
Mhm.
correspond with International Women's Day. A local teacher, Molly Murphy McGregor, led a week-long celebration highlighting women's contributions to American history, culture, and society. The celebration included school presentations, an essay contest honoring local women, and a parade in downtown Santa Rosa. In February 1980, due to the successful lobbying of a consortium of women's groups and historians led by the National Women's History Project, now the National Women's History Alliance, President Jimmy Carter issued the first presidential proclamation declaring the week of March 8, 1980 as National Women's History Week. In 1987, the U.S. Congress passed Public Law 100-9, designated March as Women's History Month. Shout out to the women who are doing great things. Shout out to the women who continue to push forward. A shout out in general to all women. All right, we need you, we support you, and continue doing great.
Thank you, Andre. That was awesome. And greetings to our listeners, Empress. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining us this evening. So, John, what's going on in and around this community? Lots been happening. You're muted.
Well, he's trying to prevent his navigator from
A
talking.
a lot has been happening. First of all, you talk about the whole situation with that the special counsel's report dealing with Biden and the confidential documents and the whole issue of both Biden and Trump being the presumptive nominees for their respective parties, the Democrats and Republicans, a rematch of the 2020 elections, which I think will be will be more fierce when it
At
comes
the
to
light, turn left onto
when it
West
comes to
184th Street.
when it comes to the whole issue of electoral politics. And it's just expect a bruising fight, a war. This is going to be a war between those two parties, unfortunately.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Amsterdam
what?
Avenue.
Are we ready for that again? I don't know if I want to be dealing with that again. And a lot of people, I think, are sick and tired of it already. Like Roger was saying, no, everybody cares. Everybody cares. Yes, a lot's going on in regards to that, but it is going to be a war. It started out as a war. Different states, you see different things happening. You have
Right.
people who are threatening. North Carolina have a superintendent for education now who is threatening, requesting people to kill Obama and Biden. And I'm like, this is who they put in charge of education? Are you kidding me? So it's whew.
The
Here we
rhetoric is too. There's no more chivalry in politics. It has just gotten to the point where it's just so partisan. It's been polluted by this partisanship between the parties. It really makes politics. They talk about they used to joke about politics being a contact sport, but as you can see, this is far from just a joke. It has become a contact sport because people don't respect the freedom of choice of others to to support or to elect who they want to. Politics has become so polarized that people don't even want to talk at the kitchen table about it because it brings such a schism between individuals and organizations and groups, and there's no more camaraderie in politics. And
like a community.
I think what needs to happen is they need to set some term limits up so we can get some of these career politicians out of office, because some of them feel it's a birthright that they have to stay in office, and therefore they don't do the right thing. They do what is politically correct. Like, what's interesting? You see Donald Trump at a meeting with one of the main investors for TikTok. Then all of a sudden you have the Republicans waffling on the issue about a complete ban of TikTok, which I don't think they should do anyway, as long as the company shows they have no relationship with China. But that's the flavor of the day. So our politicians have no backbones. They have no convictions. It's just purely preferential. Whatever's hot at the time, that's where they're going to jump on the board. Wherever, as my father would say, wherever the soup drop, your mouth fly open.
So question, John, do you think the this banning is more about control or protection? I mean, I don't really think protection, but what do you think it is about this banning TikTok? Because I mean, if they do so,
I think there are some
people-
legitimate concerns about the safety and security. I think there are some
put that
legitimate
up.
concerns, but I feel that if in fact they can justify that the government is not involved in them, which they seem to always talk about, then at that point in time, I think they should. But if it comes out that they
Take the next right
if they
onto
were
Amsterdam
forced,
Avenue.
then at that point in time, I would agree that we should ban them. But I don't think it should be an outright ban right now.
Wait, say that last part again.
I don't think it should be an outright ban right now, as long as they can justify that they have no relationships with the communist government.
Well, they're saying 6 months. So 6 months. So I mean, if they can prove such a thing in 6 months, then right. But I mean, the demographic that's on TikTok, and the amount of money people have made from TikTok,
Of course.
I think it would be hard to ban
In
one.
600 feet, turn left onto
No,
McNally
it's gonna be
Prospect,
next
Washington
after
Bridge.
TikTok, YouTube.
YouTube, no way.
Yeah,
They don't ban YouTube.
If
Nah.
you start with one, you're gonna start with another. If you push out one, you're gonna push for another. So
Nah.
But but it's interesting is,
Nah,
but
they're
then
not
therefore
gonna
you allow Facebook and them to just continue their monopoly on this.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting.
That's what I'm saying. It's about control, really, not wanting another country, or like presumptively to have control over the data that of your people, right? Like Facebook and Google, they're over
It's
here.
being hacked all the time. Are you kidding me? People in India, people in Africa constantly are hacking it. So there's no form of
Anywhere in the world,
right.
anywhere. So
Please. Anyway, that is so true. So if it's going to be one thing, it has to be what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So if you're gonna start with one, it's gonna be the other is gonna be the same thing as well. It's gonna follow. So if you ban that one, be prepared for something else to be banned.
I mean, they try to take down Facebook for so long, become Meta. Mark Zuckerberg the other day just apologized in a hearing Congress, saying that he apologized for what
The
Facebook
kids
has done to the
suicide.
kids.
Yeah.
But
Depression.
what we still we still on it, kids still on it and everything. So it's just like it come to the point where it's like, yo,
It's
I just
money,
gotta say,
baby. It's
yeah,
about the money.
I just gotta say sorry. I just gotta say sorry. That's what it comes down to, So it's like accountability in a sense. How do we hold them accountable when they're so powerful up that point?
That's true. That's true. Sharon put up oh, Jalen. Hello, Jalen. How are you? And thank you, Sharon, for your feedback. Hey guys, I totally agree. When does it stop being about personal agenda and start considering the people? I completely agree with you when it comes to politics, and this goes back to the political conversation we were having. Even the State of the Union, when the president was talking, it's not about the people in general. It's more about, hey, who's gonna get the most like, who's gonna do this, who's gonna follow that. You know, it it's no longer about individuals. It's no longer about who you represent. It's more about popularity. And if I connect myself with Donald Trump, then I know if he gets into office, then I'm gonna be situated well. If I connect myself with this,
Well, you can ask Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt
oh,
Gates. They kissed my man's behind ridiculously. Marjorie, Taylor at last week's State of the Union, she made herself an outright fool.
absolutely.
An outright fool. And I wonder how there's no decorum no more in in politics for the Republicans to act the way they behave the way they behave. There's no sense of decency or respect. So the president, you got to treat them accordingly.
But you know what? Politicians who are doing what they need to do in the community, those who are working hard, guess what? They don't showcase them that much. They celebrate and they broadcast the ones who are acting like idiots and want to showcase chaos. They give too much emphasis on those who are creating hysteria and all types of drama, like George Santos or whatever. Too much attention.
So
We have people in our community who are there, pulling up their sleeves, doing the work. We have like Brian Cunningham, he's out doing his thing. Other people who are working, you see them there all the time in the community, active. Guess what?
So considering what you're saying in that regard, then when you think about what the chaos controversy itself do for ratings, like going back to that money aspect, and I think when I consider Sharon's question about when does it become, or what does it stop being about personal agendas and start considering the people, it's kind of like hitting where the money is, right? How drama and chaos and those things really draw people in when it comes to the media. So it's like, where do we direct our attention to? And perhaps that could be even a start there, showing them that we need to pay attention to the things that aren't benefiting us, right?
We need
Try
people
to
to
get
go
it.
out to vote. That's
Yeah,
important.
that also
And
is
not just voting, but just being active in your community. Voting is one thing, but being active in the community is another. You could vote for people and say, yeah, they're gonna do all that, but guess what? If you don't hold them accountable, they got into place and they do absolutely nothing. So now you're stuck with an individual who's doing absolutely nothing, or you go to the ballot and was like, hey, I don't know what this is, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. That's not what you do, because then you're stuck with clowns like Marjorie Taylor. So that is a major problem. So educating our folks on really taking the next step is civil rights seriously, political rights seriously, and don't ignore it. Say, hey, I'm not gonna vote because I'm just upset or whatever. I'm gonna protest. No, that affects us, ladies and gentlemen. Go out. Sharon wrote, exactly. It's a popularity contest. It's over now. They are spitting insult back and forth. Yeah, that's what it comes down to.
What you say
Yeah.
here too?
Politics is like teaching high school students at this point.
Wow.
Yeah.
Disagree, man. You look at the politicians and back and forth on debate. They're supposed to debate, but it's like, no, I'm gonna one up one on you, right? And if I can hit you where it hurts, that's how it's gonna be, right? People gonna love me better. It's like, what, right? Like, there's some ethical disagreements and really positive some definite solutions. So it does become tiring.
So I was speaking to a friend of mine this week, and she mentioned, when Trump gets back into office or whatever, and I'm saying to myself, why do people automatically assume that this man's going to get back into office? Why do we say, oh yeah, the economy is going to be better? I don't know why people assume that. Maybe I'm miseducated, but I don't know why everybody feels that. What happened?
Wait, John, hold on. Go ahead, John. Say no.
I don't think anything has to do with the miseducation. It's people who are just nonchalant about the impact that they think politics could have on their life, and for that person to even think Donald Trump may win again, it just shows you people's pessimistic mindset of this, not only this present administration, but they don't understand the power that they wield. And this is what, to me, this is all a defeatist attitude, because they don't know the power that they can yield by just collectively getting together and making a determination that we're going to vote for X number of candidates, supporting, getting out there, trying to convince others to effectuate the change that they want. It's about being involved. People don't want to be involved. People just want to sit along the sidelines, just criticize when things don't happen or go the way they want to go. But you know what? They never participated, so they need to sit their behinds down.
So what about those who have participated year over year? See the results that they're not getting. Like, they want certain results but not getting. Year over year, they participate. The frustration grows. What do you say to those people who have continuously get involved, civic engagement?
So, Andre, that's the difference between us wishy-washy Democrats and those people who support Trump. We just admit, if he's not doing this, if this is not getting done, I'm not going to vote with you. Trump didn't do a lot of stuff, but you know what the Republicans say? I'm sticking with him because he's our man. He's our person. We have no sense of conviction at all.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Yeah.
That's enough for Trump, just giving him the energy. No need to fill his tank with the energy.
Well, then with that said, let's jump to commercial real quick.
Footprints Cafes now offers Caribbean flatbreads, available in 11 mouth-watering flavors, including favorites like jerk chicken, curry chicken, honey garlic chicken or shrimp, ackee and saltfish, garlic cheese, and more. Our flatbreads are satisfying and can be enjoyed by the entire family. So make it a flatbread night at Footprints and enjoy the fusion of flavors. These flatbreads are so good, you might just have to fight for that last piece. Good thing there's plenty more where that came from. Get yours today from any of our Footprints locations. Want to enjoy your flatbread at home? Then order on Uber Eats and get it delivered right to your door. We'll see you there.
Call Howard Housing Solution today for all your real estate needs. Sellers, we can get top dollar for your home, and our vast network of professionals can facilitate your move and help you purchase your dream home in another state. Buyers, we have a pulse on the market and can get you in a home quickly. Property owners, we can manage your property efficiently and allow you peace of mind. So why wait? Call Howard Housing Solutions today at 646-825-5560 for your sale, purchase, or property management needs. Conveniently located in East New York, Brooklyn. You can come to us at 577 New Lots Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, or we can visit in the comfort of your home. Call Howard's Housing Solutions today at 646-825-5560. Howard Housing Solutions. Real estate simplified.
Want to get your personal income tax, business corporate tax, self-employment tax, quarterly tax, payroll tax, or sales tax filing done professionally?
Yeah.
Call U.S. Spirit LLC 718-676-0519 and take the worry out of your personal and business life. Tax compliance issues should be left to the pros. So when you want your business to grow, call the pros because a successful business matters. U.S. Spirit LLC also handles accounting, bookkeeping, business startups, consultation, real estate, and many more services. Call U.S. Spirit LLC 718-676-0519 and ask for Howard DaCosta, CEO, to book a 1-hour evaluation at no cost to you. Take remote control of all your needs and U.S. Spirit LLC will follow your lead. Want to work but don't have a social security number?
Yes!
Find out about getting a tax ID to pay your taxes. Call U.S. Spirit LLC or log on to www.usspirit.com. Team up for success.
I know Andre stepped away first, but I do want to say that I was very proud of Biden during his State of the Union. Everybody think, oh, he's cold or whatever, but he had a nice comeback. I'm gonna say that he really, really was prepared for that, and the people who's working with him did a great job in making sure that he was prepared for that speech. He was too old, too slow. John, did you hear me?
Yes, I heard you, Doc. I think you were saying you were proud of the president. I mean, he would perform. I wouldn't expect anything less from President Biden. You know, you listen to the pundits that, you know, they get into our ears, and then people start doubting. You know what I'm saying? But you do not hear one word from a Republican regarding Trump's intellect or his acuity. I mean, not one word. You don't hear one disparaging. But the Democrats, oh, forget it.
Well, on a nice note, our mayor that the city has more than 4.7 million jobs, an all-time high, beating a previous record. 4.7 million jobs in the city. So,
You know what? Also, they don't give the mayor credit for, listeners. With all the migrant situation going on, you know, the mayor was able to find $3 billion surplus, which prevents some of the cuts that he had to do. And this is about his fiscal management of the city. You know what I'm saying? And we're in a good position fiscally because he knows how to manage. I just really wanted to put that out there because if you see all the cuts that were supposed to happen, but they're not happening now.
the only cut that they're mentioning is the public library.
I think he's going to find enough money to make sure that doesn't get cut either.
Yeah, That's nice. That's nice. As I was thinking about the migrant crisis, um, and all the hype that was happening a couple months, there's been less focus on the people on the streets,
There's been what?
less focus on migrants not having places to live. So that I can say, you haven't heard too much about, hey, they're laying on the street or whatever. So somehow they were able to find it for everyone.
Right, right.
So, which is nice because with all that's been going on, it's nice to, put a calm to the storm. So that I can honestly say that. But on the other hand, the mayor's friend, Pastor Bling Bling, he doesn't have such a good end result.
You know, I don't know if you would call him a friend or just call him an acquaintance of the mayor. I don't know if I don't think that the mayor does not consider him a friend. They were acquainted, but I don't think the mayor considers him to be a friend.
Okay. Okay. So he was accused of stealing $90,000 from a parishioner and using the money to buy luxury items.
Right.
He was also accused of trying to extort a businessman and promising favors from the mayor in return for lucrative deals. So, like you just mentioned, just because somebody is acquainted with you, don't mean they're your
This was his hustle. This was his hustle.
Ay, ay, ay. It's a shame. You know why it's a shame? Because here it is, the so-called pastor. So he gives a negative name to being a pastor. Because here it is, already a lot of people have a preconceived notion about the church.
Right.
It is, you have a clown that represents the cloth, but not taken so seriously. And the clown I'm referring to is Lamar Miller Whitehead. 45 years old, he was convicted of 2 counts of wire fraud, 1 count of attempted wire fraud, 1 count of attempted extortion, each carrying a maximum of 20 years in prison. He was also convicted of making false statement, which carries a maximum of 5 years. So he's the pastor at the Leaders of Tomorrow International Church, which he helped form after serving 5 years in prison, identity theft, and grand larceny. Now, this wonderful pastor lives in a $1.6 million mansion in New Jersey City, Paramus, and owns several apartment buildings in Hartford, Connecticut. And where did he start off? Being the pastor who got robbed of $1 million in jewelry in the middle of his church service. So it is really, really a shame because there's so many pastors doing right. So many pastors actually serving the community, donating time, donating so many things, and not stealing from parishioners. And here it is. What gets the limelight? Somebody who actually does something that would cause negative effect to what's being done. And that's what we mentioned earlier. Why do we give attention to things that are so negative and not focus on the positive that's happening in and around the community?
No, true.
So that we need to, maybe listeners, churches and activities and communities and businesses that's doing amazing thing in the community. That's what we need to start celebrating. That's really what we need to start celebrating. Hello, Miss Joseph. How are you? Thank you for joining us this evening. But it is true. So let's shout out those great things happen in the community, especially since it's Women's History Month. Let's shout out some of the women owners, business owners, moms, politicians, not only politicians, but women making a difference in and around the community, not only the community, but around the world. Let's do that. Let's do that.
Amen.
That big. So that as we start going into election season, that can be a highlight. Let's celebrate those doing positive things.
You're right, Doc. You're right.
So that is that. So, John, quick question.
Try to give you a quick answer.
The case happening in Atlanta with some of the counts being tossed out. What does that mean?
Basically, some of the counts the judge feels that one, they can't, on the law, the judge feels that they have not satisfied certain requirements, so it has been thrown out. But the case hasn't been, has not been thrown out.
So
Segment, elements of the case.
But why would they come so far and now the judge decide we're going to toss this out?
It's all about motions. They do motions, written motions. He has a chance to read them. Make a determination.
So they just have to resubmit it again, but this time with facts, more facts. Is that what they're have?
It all depends. It all depends. Some of them want you to, either give me more of an explanation or not.
Hello, Miss Mavis. Your nephew is doing okay. Like,
hey, Mama Mavis, what's going on?
Is doing okay. So your nephew is doing all right. That was our that's why we started just a little bit late, because we wanted to make sure he was all right. So he is home, busy being Mr. Busy Man, but he is doing great. So thank God for that. He is out the hospital. He's much more busier out the hospital now
than when he was in, right?
Absolutely. Even in the hospital, he's having. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. So that is true. That is true. So here it is. Another thing happening in and around this week. Going back to my hometown of Haiti.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. I don't even know where to start with that.
The gangs have taken over.
It's just sad. It is truly sad. As I was,
It's just like it's not even. I couldn't even describe it as a civil war. It was just a war.
Yeah, it feels like a gut punch all the time. It's just like, when can we catch or come up for air? When can we? The sad thing is, I left Haiti when I was 6 years old. I left Haiti when I was 5, 6 years old. I went back twice. And within the 2 times that I went back, there was always chaos.
Wow.
And in between that, the first time I went back, because when we left Haiti in the 80s, the whole Duvalier thing started happening. They closed the embassy back and forth. There was so many times of embassy closing down, things being closed down, that you could count how many times it was open. That's the problem. So now, being stuck in the United States, then going back to Haiti, or just going back and being afraid of being stuck in an area where you are so disconnected.
Right.
It's crazy. I remember the first time when we were going back, they mentioned to us, "Hey, you should go to Mexico." And I was like, "No, I want to go back to Haiti to my grandparents." And thank God I did, because guess what? That was the last time I saw my grandmother.
Wow.
Just not knowing, having a disconnect from a country that is your hometown, having a disconnect, like, what was reality to so many people who left Haiti, who immigrated to different places, who want to go back home. They can't.
Not at all.
setting up and saying, hey, I'm gonna go back and retire or whatever. You can't do that.
Too
So
dangerous.
yeah, but it's so sad because in between Obama's time, but also, yeah, Obama, Trump, and everyone in between, a lot of people were getting deported. If they were Haitian, if they weren't Haitian, there was people that weren't Haitian that was being deported back to Haiti. Um,
Mhm.
and the sad thing is, a lot of people went to jail. So now
Wow.
when you have the jail bust open and people loose with military style weapon, that's chaotic.
It's just sheer chaos over there, Dr. Brian.
It is. It is.
They have moved the diplomats out of there too.
Yeah. 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 People are stuck, not having a president for how many years, having a prime minister, having another your side neighbor being at war with you. Other countries in the Caribbean island, hey, they don't want to get involved. Africa, people in Africa to try to get involved. So where do you start when you think of something like that? But here it is. First independent place, but were you really independent when you're paying your slave masters for something for being free? So now that mentality, are you really, really free? And what does freedom mean to you? So I don't know. Many times when people get excited and say, hey, independence, independence, you're not really independent.
It's true. It's true.
So where do you start?
First of all, I think you have to look at yourself. Look internally.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's one of the first things.
Yeah. Where do you start? Where do you start? You have so many things, but when mindset is set up for destruction,
Hmm.
which again, a lot of people suffer. The
Right.
cost of that. A lot of children, a lot of people get murdered for what reason? But
Right.
power, what does power mean? That's the first thing. Everybody wanted in the United States, everyone want to be in control. Internationally, everybody want to be in control. But what does that mean? How does that affect the next person?
Right. True. What's the impact it has on the next person?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And when does humanity come into play? When your country is suffering or another country is suffering and you just watch it, or you're just, hey, you know what? Stay over there.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know. The whole situation with Haiti is sad. Really, really
Right.
Oh,
sad.
so disregarding the stuff that's happened in Haiti.
But what was
Yeah.
interesting was the bank, you know, the invasion, understanding why people are so leery about having the United States get involved. You
We were
know,
talking about Haiti.
yeah, being robbed, their bank being robbed, and that money was used to form Citigroup. So when you
Mm.
invade a country, take resources or whatever, and then form other organization based on the resources that you steal,
Right.
you're always going to be leery about having people come in.
Mhm.
What is the motive? But at the end of the day, when is enough to say, hey, we do need help? Is it pride?
I mean, if you're getting the help, like you just said, you'd be leery or wary of getting the help from a group or individual who you felt has done wrong to you in the past. So I'm gonna need the help from you, but I'm gonna be wary about it. So yeah, pride might be in there a bit. Worry about my people. Those are definite concern. It's sad to see
Mm-hmm.
what's going on in Haiti, man. Like I've seen a few videos. Man, that's just terrible, right? I don't know. I know. To be here and just say,
Horrendous. It's absolutely horrendous. Horrendous.
mhm.
Yeah, and to see how many people are hungry and who are also starving and also going through. So it's you have some in the East Coast, some in the West Coast, some international, so it's all over. Thank
Mhm.
you, Ms. Mavis. In regards to, we are praying that God will intervene and slowly this will come to an end.
Right.
Love his attitude. I appreciate him, Doctor. She's talking about John. She love your attitude.
A positive attitude. So one of the things that, well, kind of like jump to what's going on even in finance at the same time too. Um, the the inflation itself ticked up a little bit today, right? And that definitely was concerning, really, because if inflation is going up, then cutting interest rates is not a thing that's um so highly likely. I mean, it's expected that there are about 3 rate cuts this year, and that will be a joyous thing. But if inflation keeps ticking up, going up a little bit, and it's unlikely we're gonna have those cuts happening. And so inflation going up, people gonna still have to be spending more. That's worrisome for the everyday consumer, right? Wages itself is not increasing as much as they want. Um,
That's for sure.
look at and then now to be able to pay for rent, pay for a home. I mean, at
Mhm.
this point, which considering that on those things, right? Rent going up and houses, buying a home, the affordability is so hard.
Mhm.
Which would you go with if you had to? You rent or would you buy the home?
Bye.
You still buy the home?
Yeah, bye.
Mm.
Nothing like a child that has its own.
True. Right. But I mean, even with those, go ahead, sorry.
No, he wasn't saying anything. Go
Oh,
ahead, Andre.
so I was saying, even with the expenses that come, because when you get it, it's a bit of a liability depending on what you have to fix, what do you have to add to it, right? Your mortgage is like skyrocketing through the roof, but I know this is New York City, so depending on where you go, you might be paying a little bit less than rent that you're paying here for
Oh,
more.
there's definitely less than rent because I checked out a property on Saturday that was $5,000 for 2 bedrooms, and I'm
Wow.
like, $5,000 a month, and that's renting in the Bronx. In the Bronx, I'm
Ah.
like, oh, it was a beautiful. Let me tell you,
Uh-huh.
beautiful apartment with the
Wow.
whole concierge and all that. People give Bronx a
Wow.
bad name, but let me tell you,
Mm.
that place was amazing is an understatement because it had a full court gym.
Mhm.
It had 2 levels of workout. It has an indoor pool. So people keeps, like the Caribbean islands. You show one part of the Caribbean islands, oh, poor people or whatever. Similar to Africa, oh, they're showing all these hungry people. But there's some part of the Bronx, some part of Queens, some part of Long Island, and some part of Brooklyn that is very expensive.
Yeah.
And this is what we're talking about. Uh, $5,000 for a 2 bedroom. It is beautiful.
Wow.
Windows from the top to the bottom, ceiling and everything. It is incredible.
Mhm.
So I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's some expense. I mean, depends on how deep someone's
Yeah,
pocket is.
buying is cheaper than renting. That,
Yeah.
especially when you have that.
Yeah. So, so even with that, definitely concern. I mean, I feel like also we had spoke about even investments in the last few weeks, right? People gotta think about that, thinking about how you grow your money, how you grow your wealth. And if you're a crypto person, cryptocurrency, you got Bitcoin shooting up, you got Ethereum shooting up. This is not financial advice, folks. This is just information, just making sure, so, and then we say here, we're just putting information out there, right? But the crypto market is definitely running, and the semiconductors, technology, those are also running. So do your due diligence when you invest, but those are something you consider, and especially with how the economy is going itself. So
Andre, I would ask as if one of our listeners is watching, they're like, okay, where should I start? I want to invest, but I don't know where to start. What are some advice you would give them?
I'm just gonna say what I did. I was researching. So even if I jump onto YouTube and even seen some people who talk about certain things and all, that was me. I hear their information, but I ain't follow through with exactly what they say. I would go look into certain things. So like even with like ETFs, exchange traded funds, which is like a bag of diverse stocks, depending on which ones you choose, right? That's something that I look into, and I'm like, well, if this may seem like a good place to put a certain amount of money in, at least my portfolio is diversified then. But it's a constant research, right? Or better yet, financial advisor. Get a financial advisor, right? A lot of people don't have the time to do the search to really find information. So your best bet is to get a financial advisor. But I always think that it's important that you know how your money is being dealt with, right? Know how your money is being dealt with. That's so important. But yes, research, financial advisor, and do your due diligence. That's the first place to start.
That's true. That is true. That is true.
Yeah, so that's definitely
I
something.
appreciate that. For our listeners, you heard him say, your due diligence. If you can't do your due diligence, then hire a financial advisor.
And even then, even then, you still do your due diligence. Okay, you gotta look who's the advisor, right? Who's the advisor. I remember I was listening to Steve Harvey one time on interview, and like I said, I listened to them. I don't jump with everything they say. But Steve Harvey talked about having an accountant that played him for years, right? Didn't realize that until the accountant passed away, right? It's like years down the line. So it's like you still have to know what's going on, right? Ask questions, so that's
Yeah, and a lot of celebrities dump their money, or they trust individuals that didn't actually do right.
Right.
So don't just dump your money and say, yeah, they're taking care of it. No, pay attention to them. Because they might be investing into their own wallet, their own pocket, their own thing, and at the end of the day, you're stuck with nothing.
right.
All that hard work goes down the tube.
So looking at, kind of jump back to politics in a sense. So looking at how Biden is really putting out his resume, what he's done and all. I'm thinking of even Kamala Harris and how she's going to be playing a role in this upcoming, if they in office again. Like, what do you think Kamala may have to do differently this time around? I feel like I haven't seen her as much, and I think it would be greater if she had, feel like if she had been out there more. What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on Vice President Harris, I think she could have done a lot more, especially on the border. I think she could have convened a lot of people, pro and con, to actually see that they're trying to address that issue.
Yeah, read
That's my dissatisfaction with it.
Say that again.
That's my satisfaction. with her on that one.
What do you think, John?
I think that with Kamala Harris, she got a bad rap. She can be more active, but you know what? Being the first of anything, you're gonna get hit.
Yeah, that's true.
So being the first woman, you're gonna get hit. Being the first black, you're gonna get hit. No matter what, it's gonna be an issue. No matter
But
what.
she could have hit back.
Yeah, she could have hit back, but guess what? When you hit back, you become the angry black woman. Yes, you know. So all the time they used to do that with Michelle Obama.
Right.
So which way will you, hey, you go hit back a certain way. Yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Then, hey, you become uncontrollably, you get painted as being a certain way when in fact you're not.
So true.
So
What do you do
it's
then? I mean,
a thin line as a female and as a woman. So it's hey, you're damn if you do this, if you're too aggressive, if you somehow, here it is, you're judged a certain way. You seem uncontrollably, or you seem, hey, irate or whatever. That is instant put on you. So if you look at some of the way that people are judged in politics or even in certain leadership roles,
Right.
it's used against you if you hit back. So what do? If you're too quiet, then it's a problem. If you're too vocal,
Yeah,
it's a
exactly. You don't know what the hell.
It's true. Remember, she's a black woman. So no matter what, she's a minority. No matter what, it's going to be a problem.
so
Yes.
I mean, go ahead. I was gonna say, in terms of even a position of that, like, you sort of know what the position is like, and I think having to be concerned with not stepping on toes. I think that makes it hard to do the job, right? You have to know also, like, it's being a leader. I think as leadership, really, you're gonna get the comments across the board, because you're not gonna be able to please everybody.
Never. And don't even try.
Yeah, so to worry and especially as as a black woman in her stature, she has the chance to even make great name, right? So I think worrying about becoming, I mean, I feel like even Biden still goes there and do his thing, despite we say, hey, he's old and he's slurring his word, and he still goes out there. And I think it's important to be mindful that, like as John emphasized, don't even try to please everybody. You have
Right.
to make
But
those
you
decisions.
also want to keep in mind that if we think back of Michelle Obama and Melania Trump, Michelle Obama wouldn't say anything, but she's criticized wholeheartedly, 100%. She's compared to all types of animals. Melania Trump will wear all types of shirts or whatever, her outfit, or have slangs or things on jacket or whatever. They wouldn't say anything. They're praising her. So
Right.
it's different. It is truly different. So if our vice president went a certain way or did certain things, or overshadowed the president, and that's not the way that I think they want that to go.
Yeah, I feel like
Because I think overall we want her to be more aggressive. She's not doing anything or whatever. But as soon as she does something, it becomes attack mode. And then they criticize the president in regards to, you can't control this person, and this is not who you need to have. So I think it's finding a stance that you're able to be effective, but be effective a certain way that's not going to overpower your boss.
Stand for something. Stand for something.
Yeah.
Stand for something instead of falling for everything. That's
Yeah.
what top model should be.
Man, it's hard because I mean I'm thinking of Stacey Adams and how she is, all right.
Mhm.
I'm thinking of even AOC, regardless if liked or not, but they they go out there and they're like, listen, man, I'm gonna get the flack sometimes, and
Mhm.
they're still gonna step on toes. I mean,
Mhm.
so you know, I think even well, one we know America's system and history has been right. It favors over others, and I even think of Obama. All right, Obama got into
Mhm,
office,
mhm,
and man, that man faced so much, but he figured out the charismatic way to
mhm.
respond to
Mhm.
certain
Mhm.
things.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Yes, yes, he did.
he did it in such a way wherein people were just like the audacity, but they couldn't say nothing.
The
See?
audacity of hope.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do what I do. He brought that spin on the politics around the White House and Capitol Hill.
Who do you think um give you a little flair of Obama? Young, that's in office right now.
A lot of people refer to West, the governor of the
Maryland.
governor,
No,
Maryland. Yes.
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Maryland.
Also, they talk about the governor of
Westmore.
Pennsylvania.
The governor of Pennsylvania, you said?
The governor of Pennsylvania. Yes, they talk about the governor too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it is interesting. Yes, we all expected Vice President Kamala Harris to be more aggressive and more involved,
Mhm.
but that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And we don't understand why it didn't happen. We'll never know. We might never know. But
I
guess
hope.
what?
Hmm.
Um, all she could do is show up.
And show up and really go in
Hopefully stand for, like
yeah,
you said, stand for something, take a
yeah,
stand,
yeah.
but show up.
And should don't know who gonna win. Should they win though this year? I definitely want to see more from her. And you know even even with Biden, man, he said so. He talked about if you don't vote for him, you're not black. That was such a big thing. So you know, he hopefully he's mindful with what he's saying going through. But I think that was just downright wrong. If you don't vote for him, you're not black.
When did he say that?
When he was running, so 2 year before, during his campaign trail for the presidency, he
Mm-hmm.
said it. A lot of people see it, some people didn't see it, but that was something right there, and I think that was just wrong. And it's like, well, if you are if you are Democrat, and what he says, it don't matter what he says. Like, I've conversed with people that way. If he's just Democrat, just go vote. And I think we have to be mindful, because the same people we put in office, they're gonna be impacting us in our communities, right? So local elections, same way. Who you vote in office, that stays with you. Um, so
And what
those things.
stance you take also,
Mhm.
also impact
Yeah,
how people feel about you. Here
certainly.
it is. So many times I wonder, some of the people who are protesting that decides they are going to stop traffic and block traffic and cause all type of ruckus, throw things, burn things or whatever. What do they expect to happen when they take these stands if it's not happening here? By stopping traffic, is that going to change the situation? by burning things, is that going to change the situation? That's only going to aggravate people who are in the car. That's only going to aggravate, the owners and the properties that are damaged. So it's not really making a difference. It's not taking a stance. It's actually frustrating other individuals. And that's why some people get angry with some protesters, because guess what? If you're protesting about something that happened or you have no control of, no immediate control, there's nothing we could do.
It's interesting you brought up the protesting as well, because I'm thinking back on, I think Sharon's question from earlier in the show, when it's gonna be when it's gonna stop being our personal agendas and more about the people. And two things came to mind. So the one was talking to my students them about the movements that have impacted our community over the decades. And that movement, which is part of the second thing, is one of them, I think, the Montgomery bus boycott, right? Where hit the pockets of large corporations and businesses, really, right? Because if we're not getting the things that we need, do we continue spending our money with the organizations that cause us not to be able to get the things that we need, right? I think the boycott itself was a very profound and impactful movement. I mean, the collective, the unity, right? Talk about leadership and unity, and people united then and say, hey, we're not riding this bus for a full year, right? In the cold, people carpooled. It was a comfort to really help thy neighbor, right? And after that, really, people got the results that they wanted, right? There was one some years ago, I'll say, well, when I say some years, good amount of years, maybe like 2013 or 14, and they had something happen in Missouri with a football team, Mizzou outcry, right? Football team was like, yo, we ain't gonna play if these discriminatory actions continue, and the university president stepped down, right? And that was a result that was needed. And so I look at today and what people would have to do to get what they want, what we want. And certain results will come if we hit the pockets of those who are in control of certain things, right? So you can go out there, you do the protest, which is part of it, but what's the aftermath? What's the work after, right? What the entertainment factor, right? How do we not continue to give in to those who cause the issues when it comes to our communities, right? So yeah, boycott. I'm for boycotts, man. Boycotts can be very impactful.
Especially economic boycotts.
Yep. I just talk about it, I talk about the Montgomery bus boycott.
But you know what? I don't think we boycott economically that much. That I can say. I haven't seen it where people take a stance to say, hey, I'm not going to do this, or I'm not going to support this organization or that company. I find that people tend to, because they're shopaholic, they don't do that.
It's doctor, we lack discipline. It's just lacking discipline to do it. You lack discipline to do it. That's the bottom line.
Like a couple of times I hear people say, hey, I'm boycotting Starbucks because I don't stand for, and I'm saying to myself, but didn't you just go and get Starbucks not too long ago or whatever? So it is interesting to me, that whole concept. Self-control.
Priority is not right, man.
Stand on something, stand all the way.
Yeah, the priorities are out of whack, and if you are addicted, not the word I want to use, but if you find yourself not being able to do without for some time, and there you go,
Let me
So
tell you, this morning, as I was watching the news this morning and watching Jersey, what's happening in Jersey, people breaking into people's homes while they're sleeping and trying to take their car fabs to steal the cars or whatever.
Right.
There's been a high case of car theft and breaking and entering or whatever. One of the gentlemen came down. I guess he must have heard the noise. So 3 individuals were in his house. One was snooping around, and he came down with his gun and just reminded them, "Hey, I am, ready to shoot." And this morning, it made me realize I need to finally go and apply for my gun license.
Oh,
I have come to that realization that I
oh,
do it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time.
dark side, Joanne, the dark side.
Listen, I need to apply for my gun license. So I really do. I really do. I am converting over.
Villagers, can you actually believe what you are hearing?
I am ready to transition, and whatever I gotta do, I'm gonna do it. I'm going to apply for that license. Yeah. So
Villagers, you hear this?
So what? So I guess one of my questions, I'm thinking when other individuals would wait and then do what made you not do it from earlier, or were you waiting until a situation happened, or like what was going on before now and then now? Like
Breaking news.
right?
Breaking news.
No, seriously, I think nowadays things has gotten a lot out of control. I will be damned. I woke up in the middle of the night and I found somebody snooping around my house. I love the fact the guy was like, "Okay, you want to walk around and do certain things? Guess what? You can nicely meet my weapon." So I didn't have a problem with that, and I actually was like, you know what, that makes sense. So Roderick would be very proud of me right now saying that. But yeah,
Wow.
I just
But you know, but this is exactly what this is what we call an evolution. People evolving about certain issues. You may have one stance, but as you learn the facts more, you experience, you see what's going on, you evolve into changing your mind. And people respect somebody who can say, you know what, I've changed my mind because this is what has transpired. You know, I was thinking one way, but now I see what's going on. I support the what is it, the Second Amendment right for firearms, definitely.
Mm-hmm. And yes, Miss Sophia, I actually do have the gut to use the gun. So I will be going out to the shooting range, the gun range. So
Man. And then the next thing you just have to do is get the weed too.
And the weed and the coconut and light it up.
no, I'm not transitioning to that.
Oh man.
No.
Oh man.
No, I'm not transitioning to that. But no, it is a lot. Things are. I don't even know what to say. It's just like, what? Enough is enough.
Enough is enough. 100%.
Yeah. In my home, yes. I just can't travel. I just can't travel with a gun in a car because that I might not have self-control because I do have a little tendency of road rage. So that I will
Wow.
that I will admit.
Oh man.
Tendency of road rage.
A lot of admittance. Breaking news, a lot, man.
Hey, Andre,
Breaking
Confessions
news.
of a podcast host.
Huh?
That's what we're having. Confessions of a podcast host.
Right. That's literally what I was thinking. A lot of breaking news tonight.
So that it would not work in my best interest. So that's what I'm thinking,
All right.
But otherwise, anything else would be fine.
All right, let's go on
Confessions of a podcast host. Wow.
All right, let's go on a commercial.
Footprints Cafes now offers Caribbean flatbreads, available in 11 mouth-watering flavors, including favorites like jerk chicken, curry chicken, honey garlic chicken or shrimp, ackee and saltfish, garlic cheese, and more. Our flatbreads are satisfying and can be enjoyed by the entire family. So make it a flatbread night at Footprints and enjoy the fusion of flavors. These flatbreads are so good, you might just have to fight for that last piece. Good thing there's plenty more where that came from. Get yours today from any of our Footprints locations. Want to enjoy your flatbread at home? Then order on Uber Eats and get it delivered right to your door. We'll see you there.
Call Howard Housing Solution today for all your real estate needs. Sellers, we can get top dollar for your home, and our vast network of professionals can facilitate your move and help you purchase your dream home in another state. Buyers, we have a pulse on the market and can get you in a home quickly. Property owners, we can manage your property efficiently and allow you peace of mind. So why wait? Call Howard Housing Solutions today at 646-825-5560 for your sale, purchase, or property management needs. Conveniently located in East New York, Brooklyn. You can come to us at 577 New Lots Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, or we can visit in the comfort of your home. Call Howard Housing Solutions today at 646-825-5560. Howard Housing Solutions, real estate simplified.
Want to get your personal income tax, business corporate tax, self-employment tax, quarterly tax, payroll tax, or sales tax filing done professionally?
Yeah.
Call U.S. Spirit LLC 718-676-0519 and take the worry out of your personal and business life. Tax compliance issues should be left to the pros. So when you want your business to grow, call the pros because a successful business matters. U.S. Spirit LLC also handles accounting, bookkeeping, business startups, consultation, real estate, and many more services. Call U.S. Spirit LLC 718-676-0519 and ask for Howard DaCosta, CEO, to book a 1-hour evaluation at no cost to you. Take remote control of all your needs and U.S. Spirit LLC will follow your lead. Want to work but don't have a social security number? Yes! Find out about getting a tax ID to pay your taxes. Call U.S. Spirit LLC or log on to www.usspirit.com. Team up for success.
All right. Welcome back. So I definitely think some of the stuff that we talk about today was valuable in terms of really doing due diligence, voting, and protecting self, right? So we're gonna do some wrapping up. I don't know if you all wanna share any last thoughts, anything that's on your mind. What's the plans going into the weekend?
Dr. Bryant,
Plans
the
gonna
gun, the future gun owner.
This weekend. Well, rest is not a part of my vocabulary because I have kids, but you know what? I am a supporter of their dreams, their aspiration, their sports, fashion, doing their thing, internships. So my weekend is my kids and Sunday is church. That's it. My weekends are my little people. So thinking of wrapping up, I am excited that the weekend is coming to the end and we are coming closer and closer to mid-March. So college decisions. So I'm excited about that. College decisions. And just saying thank you, folks. Happy birthday to those who are celebrating this month. And just want to thank you for joining us this evening. Please take care of yourself spiritually, mentally, financially, and economically.
Right.
John.
Okay.
Hey, for all of those, I want to wish my brother and my niece happy birthdays.
Happy
Uh,
birthday.
happy birthdays. They were born in this Pisces month. But overall, I just want to thank the listeners for tuning in every Thursday, just listening to us, just bringing the issues to their homes via the medium that we are on. And I just want to thank them, man. I want them to continue to learn and listen, because we have a lot going on in New York City, New York State, in this country. And I think the more we are well informed, the better decisions that we will make that have an impact on our daily lives, but also our future. So kudos to our listeners. I want to thank y'all, and basically have a great evening.
Yes.
Right.
And Andre.
Friday is here. I mean, I feel like the time goes by so quickly too. With him, and nothing ventured, nothing gained. Continuing to just work on art, just becoming a better individual, and just continue to empower others. Looking forward to the weekend of rest, and and hoping everyone stays safe. Right, this has been The Village. We dedicated to empowering the community to be safe, to be healthy, to be financially secure. Right, go out there, accomplish your dreams, be successful. Right, each one teach one. Okay.
And shout out to our fearless leader, keeping up, keeping us motivated. May God continue to bless you with great health. And those out there that are going through something, be encouraged, because each day is a gift, and use it and make the best of it.
Amen.
All right. So we'll definitely see you all next week. Have a
God's
good
prayer. We'll see you next week.
All right.
Yes.
Later.
Yeah. Bye.